The universe has a surprise for us, and I'm going to find out what it is in our collective reading today. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sienna here with a brand new video. It's been a while since I've done a video. I've just been having so much fun live streaming, but I figured today, since I woke up with this, I'm going to call it a prompt, I guess, swimming around in the back of my head that the universe has a surprise for you. The universe has a surprise for you. I thought, well, okay, I've been meaning to do a collective reading. It's been a while since I've done one. And this thought about the universe having a surprise for us, like, it just will not leave my head. And it's stuck in my head and it's really on my heart. So I figured we would take a look at that today. We are going to figure this out through the use of Yasmin Boland's Moonology Oracle cards, through the One World Tarot, courtesy of Lena Rodriguez and myself, with June Rifkin and Alexandra Philippek, links in the description, and with some runes. I was going to throw a couple of little runes that I got here, just for some added insight, added information, anything like that. So, before we get started, I'm going to shuffle our oracle cards, and just invite Spirit, Universe, God, Source. I use all those words pretty much interchangeably, and I'm probably going to do that for this video. So just saying. So we're going to get shuffled. While I'm shuffling, I do want to give a big thank you to one of my biggest sponsors, which is Otter Spirit. They are the ones who supplied my pretty bracelets today. This is from their protection bundle. Yeah, that's what it was. Their protection bundle. And it's hematite, black tourmaline, and lava stone. They have new collections every month. They got all kinds of brilliant stuff on their website. Go to the link in the description. Use the code that I've provided. You'll get a discount, and just full disclosure, it is an affiliate link. So you get your discount, I get a little bit of revenue, and we're both happy and my channel grows. All right, so thanks Otter Spirit for that. All right, sponsor segment and plug aside, we are going to jump in. We're going to pull two oracle cards. So what kind of surprise is it, Spirit, that you have for us? Okay. Okay, adjustments are required. And what else do we have? A personal issue reaches resolution. Oh, okay, all right. And I suppose, I mean, it makes sense. I pulled that card right after the adjustments are required card. Sometimes we can't really solve our problem unless we tweak what we're doing or we change our approach. Sometimes it's a big change, sometimes it's just a little change, but we're going to get a little bit more into this. And we're going to use the One World Tarot now to clarify and to just get more details on this surprise that the universe has for us. It requires us to make a few adjustments to our lives, and the personal issue reaches resolution. Okay, just tuning in. The surprise, it has to do with this resolution coming in a way that you least expect. Okay, all right. And it's a collective thing, so it's something that a lot of us have been facing. So what's going on with that? Let's first of all look at I was going to clarify the adjustments required one first, but I actually feel very strongly guided to clarify our personal issue reaches resolution card. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to clarify that one first. We're going to get more info with the tarot. And don't worry, I'll hold up my cards. I'll show you what I have. I'll do the best I can to make sure they're all visible in the frame and that you can get a chance to really appreciate the artwork and the messages. Woo! Okay, all right, all right. Spirit's like, enough talking, girl. Just shuffle your damn cards and get the reading out. Okay, so the adjustments that are required. Two of Cups and High Priestess. Okay, there's something here about in your personal relationships and your friendships, your partnerships, whatever, there is some kind of information that you don't actually know, you don't have access to, at least not yet. And it's going to help you to make whatever adjustments are needed. Okay, High Priestess, yeah, she's all about that, like the hidden wisdom, the secret information, the hidden truths. And it's truth that once we learn it, it's for our best good. It's not always a comfortable truth, and maybe we'll see evidence of that in our cards coming up, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But it's always truth that is for our best to know, okay? And yeah, it has to do with our personal relationships. For some of you, there's you want to help someone, there's a friend that you want to help, and like just the situation that they're in, but you don't have all the information. Like something is, you know that something's not adding up. The math ain't mathing with their stories or with like the evidence or whatever the circumstances. And if it seems to me you're going to do a little bit of deeper digging. Anyways, you're going to do a little bit of deeper digging to get to the bottom of this. And then I have the Ace of Wands, and it's like, oh, because now once you have this, it's going to influence what your next course of action is going to be. So words are tough. I still cannot get over I said that, but that's okay. All right. What can we get, Spirit? What is the nature of this like hidden truth? I know the details are gonna vary from person to person, but what's the gist of it energetically? Okay. Ten of Swords. It's transformative, but it is the end of a particular chapter of your life. That could be also part of the surprise where you're like, oh, I didn't realize that, this season in my life had been going this long. Or like, oh, I didn't realize that something new was just right around the corner. So yeah, whatever this issue is that you're having with this person, what you're going to find out. Ten of Swords, that's all about endings. And sometimes endings are really painful and difficult. It's not always a bad thing though, sometimes we do need to leave something behind for our best good, and in the moment it really sucks and it's uncomfortable. So this, I don't mean to be upsetting or triggering to anybody watching, but for some of you, this could be information that actually ends the friendship or ends the partnership or whatever. However, it leads to, there's emotional satisfaction that follows. And if it's not something that ends your friendship entirely, it's just something that ends what the problem is, right? Because you can't help someone, number one, if they're not ready for help and if they don't realize they need it. Two, you can't help someone if you don't have all the info that you need. And, when you don't have all the info you need, it's really hard to make a plan or a course of action, right? So this truth that you're going to be learning soon, yeah, it is going to help you, or, help you to help them, end this crap situation that they've been in. Okay. And then, but it's all for good though. Like you're better off for it. You're both better off for it. Okay. What else can we learn here, Spirit, about this personal issue that reaches resolution? Okay, look at that. The Justice fell out. Something is balanced. Something has been made right. Okay, for some of you, it's a very specific message for some of you, but somebody threw you under the bus, and it could have been someone that you trusted. And it's like, oh my God, that is friendship over. That was such a betrayal. It was such a stab in the back. You're going to realize something that wasn't obvious to you at the time where whatever this moment was, like when that happened, there's something you didn't know. You are going to know it now. You're going to understand, and it's going to click. It's going to be like, oh, that makes sense. Okay. All right. I see why this happened. I don't like it, but I do see how it is going to be for my best good. Some of you are definitely learning that somebody that you, were close to or friends with really wasn't who they thought they were, or who you thought they were. And I see you walking away from that, or helping them walk away from whatever is like causing, their behaviors, their actions. But other people's behaviors and actions are not your responsibility, right? So keep that in mind. As much as we love, our loved ones and want to help them, there's only so much we can do. All right. But I like seeing that justice card because it's something that was imbalanced and unfair now becomes fair. We're going to clarify. We're going to pull a few cards for this adjustments are required oracle card. And we're going to see what, what kind of messages that we need and what kind of perhaps adjustments that we need to make. Okay, Death card. Three of Swords, Page of Swords, Death card. Adjustments are required. First of all, the first thing I'm hearing is adjust your expectations. So, yeah, maybe for some of you who are dealing with some kind of like an imbalanced, one-sided, unhealthy friendship, relationship, partnership, etc. The adjustment that's required may be to, number one, realize that this is not right. And that this is just, it's not sustainable. I'm getting that very strongly. There's something about this connection that's not sustainable. And this is not me being like, oh, cut that person out. Nope. Just no contact. Nope. None of that. No. I'm all about trying to work things out first. But once you've done everything you can do, and you've done what you're responsible for, sometimes you just have to sit back and be like, okay, no, you know what? I got to do what's right for me here. I'm also getting adjust your expectations to avoid disappointment, but also to avoid petty conflict, to avoid, oh my goodness, you're dealing with somebody that is really not, I'm going to say they're really not acting their age. There's something quite immature, and it's not, and this is a page of swords, right? So this is more like mentally. And what I mean with that is like, it's somebody who they're not thinking ahead. They're not using their innate wisdom. They're not using like their foresight. They're more about their immediate gratification instead of what will be best for them in the long run. I'm also getting very impulsive energy here. And for some reason, you need to adjust your expectations because, okay, this person is a flake. Or like, okay, well, this person's really impulsive. If she decides Thursday that she's going to ditch our plans and, go do X, Y, and Z, well, I have to prepare for that possibility so that I'm not left confused and angry when she ghosts or when she cancels the plans or whatever. That's just a very specific example. Another adjustment that is I guess that's required for you with our Three of Swords is you're going to have to process. There's something that you're going to grieve a little bit. And I know all of this right now sounds really bad. It sounds really negative. And it's like, oh, but you said there was a surprise for us. And like, this is all like, feelings and processing and grief and unhealthy, imbalanced friendships and relationships. Yeah, well, guess what? This is what we're doing, okay? It all ends up for the best. And we have to just kind of go with the process here. And that is actually something else I'm getting with this Three of Swords is like, it's going to be uncomfortable to process the feelings. Perhaps you're disappointed. Somebody let you down or, you're like, you realize this person is not going to change. They're going to constantly, they are always going to be a flake. Or like they are always going to, like treat me as their safety net, for example. I'm getting that for some of you, some of these friendships or connections, because it's not, for some of you it's friendships, for some of you it is romantic partnership and, romantic, that could be like committed relationship, it could be casual relationship as well. But yeah, you're realizing somebody's not very reliable. You aren't their first priority. That may be something that you're realizing too. And that, oh, I see why Three of Swords. That is a realization that sucks. It is heartbreaking when you realize that you actually like someone a lot more than they like you, or you had that misunderstanding of what this relationship or what this friendship was. Maybe you saw them as a friend and they were just like, we just felt bad for you, so we let you hang out with our group. Like, there's something like that. An adjustment required is to let yourself feel the feelings about this. I think this is an adjustment for some people because a lot of people are used to ignoring their feelings. A lot of us are used to denying our feelings. Oh no, it wasn't that bad. No, I'm just being a baby. I'm just being sensitive. A lot of us are also not used to sitting with discomfort. We feel upset, but we want to distract ourselves. We want to avoid whatever that it is that was like causing this feeling. No. You will have to sit with the discomfort. It doesn't mean it's going to last forever. And I'm not smiling because I think it's funny. I'm smiling because I know how true this is. And I literally, I actually just talked about this with my therapist at our appointment a couple weeks ago. So I just think it's funny that this is like a message that comes up again. Yeah. Feel your feelings. I'm talking in circles now, but feel your feelings, get support. Whoever is around you that you can trust, and whatever resources for help that you have access to, because your feelings are valid. It's okay to grieve a friendship or a relationship, even if it wasn't like a very happy or good or balanced one. A lot of times we also grieve what we expected, or we grieve the illusion, right? We grieve, I thought that we were such good friends, and then you find out the truth that they were just using you, or they just felt bad for you, or they just didn't want to be rude, so they let you tag along with their group. Like, yeah, I know that hurts. It really does. It really, really does. So once you're, used to the discomfort and that the shock has worn off, you may be feeling like, more cliches here. I'm full of them. Like the rug was pulled out from under you. Once you get over that initial shock and you're kind of used to that, it's like, oh, this really sucks. It's been like about a week and I'm still upset over this. Like, that's fine. You will realize that this was the catalyst needed to change your life and to point you in a better direction. Okay? Sometimes we're all so scared of this death card, but really, it's good. It's actually a message of hope. Things change. People change, or they don't change, and that's why our relationships change, our circumstances change, and the energy in our lives is constantly in motion. We can't grow if we're just always stuck in our same comfort zone, and if we're always just in our same, like Groundhog Day, repeating the same thing over and over, like repeating the same cycles over and over, and being in the same energy forever. Like, we just can't. Life doesn't really work like that. So another adjustment you may need to make is, especially with adjusting your expectations as to what you thought life was going to look like at this point in where you are on your personal timeline. Let's see, what other information can we get before we jump into our runes? Any words of advice or comfort? Because Spirit, when you said this was a good surprise, like, that was a real, that was almost, I'm not going to say it was misleading, Spirit, but I am going to say that was really not the message I was expecting. Because on the surface, that isn't a very fun surprise, realizing someone's not who you thought they were, or a situation or whatever, and having to deal with that and your feelings about that. I do have the Lovers card that has come out in Spirit saying, don't worry, because you are valuable, you are worthy of love, you are very greatly loved, and not just that, you are love, you are the essence of love and light itself incarnate. It's amazing. It really is. And if somebody cannot appreciate you, I know that really sucks. And I know it really hurts, but there are many, many others who do appreciate you and who will treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, who will, give equally of their time, their energy, their whatever to your connection that you give to them. Okay? Like that with that justice card. If you're leaving a one-sided friendship, don't worry. You're not gonna be alone forever. It doesn't mean that you can't make friends. It doesn't mean you're not worthy of friends. It just means you just didn't have the right people around you, or for whatever reason that their being in your life has just run its course and you learned what you needed to. There's more love to come. There's more friendship to come, and it's okay. All right, what else do we got before we move on to runes? Oh. Keep doing you. You do you. We have our Knight of Wands. We have continue following like your passions, your works, your creative projects, whatever your creative pursuits are, or what your hobbies are. Some of you are going to find this is much easier when you have let go of that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting that word, like dead weight. Once you've let go of that dead weight, there is no one holding you back with their criticism or with their judgment. And there's no shame holding you back anymore either. Let's just say you had a really niche hobby, like maybe you love replicating various, I don't know, real world skyscrapers just like out of Lego. I don't know why that idea just came to me, but it's very specific. But let's just say you had a really niche hobby like that. And the people you were around before used to make fun of you and belittle you and be really crappy about whatever your special interests were. Now with that person gone, or with that influence gone, it's full speed ahead, love. Build whatever the hell you want out of your Lego, or, take part in whatever your special interest is or your hobby is without shame. And you're going to have so much more fun with it. You're going to be more motivated to go ahead and do what it is that brings you joy, and whatever it is here that you are passionate about. All right. We're going to get into the runes. Volume warning, these are a little bit loud when I mix them up. All right, what do we got? Okay, well, first of all, I had a blank rune that just fell on the floor. And I literally just heard from Spirit, like, the world is yours. That it's the options are limitless, because you have nothing, like it's your path is clear. You have nothing obstructing you now. What else did we end up with? Our other one that ended up face up is we have the Jera rune. I'm still kind of new to runes, so if I'm mispronouncing all these names, just let me know in the comments. The Jera rune, and I was trying to get it to focus properly on camera, but I think you can see it. It's these kind of it looks like two sort of interlocking boomerangs. Anyway, it's all about like harvest, or like the end of I see it as the end of a season. And that may be what's kind of surprising to you, is like something in your life has been really difficult for you or whatever. It's like, oh, I can finally move on. Okay, all right, awesome. And the surprise for a lot of you could be like, you expect this to be really sad. You expect this to be devastating, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually a relief. It's the end of a season, and that's okay. Think about what we had with our, oh geez, it's in the bottom of my stack now. Our death card. Every end has a new beginning. Because sure, we have our Grim Reaper, he's marched into town on his horse. We have that guy, the king or whatever, laying on the ground. We have the guy who's begging, no, bring him back, make things back to the way they were. But the sun is coming up in the sky in the background. And that is just representing the unchangeable and unavoidable movement that is life. Okay? So the end of the harvest, I also like to think of it like, well, with farming too, literally with harvest. It's a big deal. It marks the end of that growth season. You know, you finally, after all this hard work, you finally have all the results of everything that you've done and all this effort that you've put in. And then it's like, oh, well, now what? Well, you get ready for the next season. And Spirit's saying, universe is saying, like, this is good. This is what's going to be really good for us. It's natural. That's another thing that I am being instructed to tell you, is that all of this that's happening right now, that this process that's coming, it's all natural, and it is okay. It's just the way that life moves. Something else I'm getting here as I'm putting my things away, I'm just asking Spirit for just any more messages. Yeah, the surprise here is that you're going to, 1, handle it better than you thought you were going to. 2, handle it better than maybe you did in the past with like a similar situation. And then 3, realize how much happier and better off you are going to be. Once you learn this truth or this information that you didn't have about this like unhealthy connection, whatever in your life, and, you know, once the initial shock and stuff kind of wears off, you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize like how I should have done this weeks ago. I should have done this years ago. Like, I didn't realize like how much better I feel now without that person's influence here to criticize me or to shape my decisions, or, you know, to make me doubt myself. Yeah, you're going to find that you're much more confident. You're much stronger. You're going to gain so much wisdom from this experience. Okay. That's the message that I have for you. Totally not the surprise, like not the type of surprise I was expecting Spirit to, you know, share with us. But I'm really happy that they did share this, because it's extremely important information. And again, no matter what you're going through, you are loved. You are worthy of love. You are the embodiment of love and light itself. You are Spirit incarnate. You really are. You are so much more powerful than your circumstances. But I understand your feelings are valid, and some things in life are really just extra crap. Okay. I hope this message was helpful to you and made sense to any of you. And I will be back tomorrow on live stream. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Otter Spirit for the sponsor. And I'll see you next time.